students, welcome to Gururaj classes. I am your Gururaj with a 6th standard social science subject. So in the previous class we learned about the Bengaluru division. So how many districts have in the Bengaluru division, natural resource, wildlife. So in this class today we have to learn about the agriculture and the growth of industries. See, agriculture is the major occupation of the India. So like that the Bengaluru division also have many of the agricultural field. So Bengaluru division also depend on the agricultural field. So all over the Bengaluru division it has contained sand mixed red soil. Some of the places it has block soil. So these sand mixed red soil is helps us to do the agriculture. So in this place we found many of the pulses. Fruits and mulberry. That means silk industries we can found here. So these are all helpful to learn about the agricultural field in the Bengaluru division. So I would like to tell about the various pulses. So various pulses in the sense, which are the pulses do you found in the Bengaluru division? See, the same Godi, Ragi and rice and some of the pulses what we can found paddy. So these are all the things we can found here. And the fruits. The fruits in the sense we found many of the fruits in the Bengaluru division. So what are the things in the sense? Sapota, papaya and orange. So these are the fruits we can found in the Bengaluru division. So like that mulberry leaves also we can found. I thought you know students, mulberry leaves is very helpful to do the silk industry. So without a mulberry we cannot make the silk industries here. So mulberry is the backbone of the silk industries. So this mulberry leaves or mulberry industries we can found in a Ramanagara and Bengaluru rural. So these are all the places helpful to a richness of the Bengaluru division, the richness of the agriculture in a Bengaluru division. So like that I would like to tell about the industries. So industries in the sense we are remembering the person Sir M. Visvesvaraya. See, this Sir M. Visvesvaraya tells a statement about that if we cannot establish the industries, we cannot attain progress. If we cannot establish the industries, we cannot attain the progress. The statement was given by Sir M. Visvesvaraya. See, the complete statement gives the importance about the industries. So, Sir M. Visvesvaraya and his king, the what we call Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadiyar or Krishnaraja Vadiyar IV, he built many of the dams and industries here. So, these are all the industries is helpful to richness of the Bengaluru division. So, I would like to introduce many of the places in the Bengaluru division. Especially, I would like to tell Bengaluru, Bhadravati and Tumakuru. See, this Bengaluru, Bhadravati and Tumakuru, these three places we found industrial area. See, this Bengaluru division we found many of the IT parks, information technological parks and biotechnological parks. So these information technology and biotechnology helps us to know about the future progress in a Bengaluru division. Next, Bhadravati. So Bhadravati, it is the place we found many of the factories and industries here. See, I would like to tell about Bhadravati paper factory. It was established in 1936. See, this is a paper factory. We found that means what are the newspapers we are using. These are all the newspapers was reproduced in this paper factory. And iron and steel industries. So especially the old name of the iron and steel industry in Bhadravati we called as Visvesvaraya Iron and Steel Industry Limited. This Visvesvaraya's Iron and Steel Industry Limited, it has started at 1923. See, this is also one of the important. And Tumakuru. So Tumakuru is the place we found many of the industries. The notable industry we called as Birla Cement Factory. This Birla Cement Factory also helpful to know about the Bengaluru division. Then art, literature, theatre and dance. So before going to the art, literature, theatre and dance, so we found many of the industries in agriculture, industries in a Bengaluru division. I would like to tell about the Aeronautics Limited, HAL. So Aeronautics Limited and garments also we found and some of the apparel parks. So these are all gives a richness of the Bengaluru industrialization area. So like that, so apparel parks, so especially these apparel parks, we found many of the places in Bengaluru itself. That means Whitefield and KR Puram. So these are all the places we found many of the apparel parks and the garments industries. So what we can found some of the garments, silk garments and cotton garments. So these are all the garments factories we can found here. And Aeronautics Limited. So Aeronautics Limited in the sense it has in the Devanahalli, that means HAL, Aeronautics Limited. So and then electronics. So electronics also one of the major point to gives a richness in a Bengaluru division. Like that art, literature, theatre and dance. So especially I would like to tell about the art, literature, theatre and dance. See what we can read in the textbook. So before going to the textbook, we got the information already about the art, literature, theatre and dance. So what is the information we got from the art? See, art in the sense language, in our language or in our dances or what we found theatre. So especially I would like to tell about the Bengaluru division. In this division, the 3 members are got the Jnanapita award. So Jnanapita award winners we are named as KV Puttappa. So KV Puttappa in the sense we called as Kuvempu, and the Masti Venkatesh Iyengar, UR Anantamurthy. So these 3 persons has got the Jnanapita award in the Bengaluru division. See totally, so these 3 persons gives the immemorable contribution about the art and literature. And I would like to tell about the Vachana literature. So this Vachana literature we found only in northern part of the Karnataka. So the Basava Kalyana and northern part of the district in the sense of Bagalakote. So these are all the districts is related to the Vachana literature. Although some of the districts we can mention a southern part of the Karnataka. So these are all also we can name some of the Vachanakaras. See, I would like to name the Akkamahadevi and Allama Prabhu. See, Akkamahadevi and Allama Prabhu, they are belongs to a southern part of the Karnataka. They also gives the richness of the Vachana literature. They are come from the Bengaluru division. Then I would like to tell about the Dasa literature. See, this Dasa literature also we can found. So when we can found the Vijayanagara empire. Since this Vijayanagara empire also gives the immemorable contribution about the Dasa literature. See, some of the important Dasas we called as Kanakadasa and Purandara Dasa. See, Kanakadasa he is belongs to a northern part of the Karnataka, but Purandara Dasa is a southern part of the Karnataka. Especially he is belongs to a Bengaluru division. See, not only Purandara Dasa, Sripada Rayaru. So he is also one of the greatest achiever of a Dasa Sahitya. So this is Sripada Rayaru and Purandara Dasa. They are the Dasa literature. And I would like to tell about the modern literature. See, modern literature in the sense nowadays what we can find. So these are all the persons. Especially I would like to name the person Nisar Ahmad. So P. Nisar Ahmad and P. Lankesh. So Nisar Ahmad, P. Lankesh, DVG and GSS. So GS Shivarudrappa. We can name the person GS Shivarudrappa. So these are all the persons who gives the immemorable contribution to the modern literature. So this modern literature also helpful to learn about the Bengaluru division art and literature things. Then I would like to tell about the theatre field. See, theatre field in the sense I would like to name the person the Gubbi Veeranna. See, everyone know about the Gubbi Veeranna because he started the company Gubbi Veeranna Nataka Academy. So Gubbi Veeranna Nataka Academy, it was established by the Gubbi Veeranna. So the person we called as a Nataka Ratna and Nataka Sarvabhauma. See, this Nataka Ratna and Nataka Sarvabhauma is a title given to the Gubbi Veeranna. See, this Gubbi Veeranna started. So when he was started the company, Gubbi Veeranna Theatre Company. So many of the persons they got the training, the acting training from this center. So Gubbi Veeranna Nataka Academy and Gubbi Veeranna Theatre Company is helpful to learn about the theatre field in the Bengaluru division. See, I would like to mention the person Subbaya Naidu. So everyone should know about the Subbaya Naidu. So how many members are watching the Maja Talkies in your home or in your TV? So many of the members are watching Maja Talkies. So Maja Talkies, it was everyone got the person. So Srujan Lokesh. The Srujan Lokesh's grandfather we called as a Subbaya Naidu. So Subbaya Naidu is the first hero of a Kannada talkie movie. The movie we called as Sati Sulochana. This Sati Sulochana's hero we called as a Subbaya Naidu. It is one of the first Kannada talkie movie. So that we are remembering the Subbaya Naidu. After the Subbaya Naidu, we found many of the persons. So many of the persons in the sense what we called as Dr. Rajkumar, Vishnuvardhan, Shankar Nag, Parvatama Rajkumar. So these are all the persons who gives the immemorable contribution in the theatre field. See, everyone remembering these persons, and I would like to tell about some of the comedians. So comedians in the sense, yes, the person we called as a K. Hirannaya and Master Hirannaya. So these K. Hirannaya and Master Hirannaya we called as a cultural comedian persons. So these cultural comedians we can found in a theatre field, and Srimati Maya Rao. So one of the important dancer we called as a Srimati Maya Rao. This Srimati Maya Rao established the Natya Saraswati Academy. See, many of the members they got the training from this Natya Saraswati Academy. So Srimati Maya Rao also gives the immemorable contribution to the dance forms and the film industry. So especially film industry in the sense what we can find many of the heroes. So I would already pronounce the name. I already gives the information about Dr. Rajkumar and Vishnuvardhan, Shankar Nag, Ambarish and Anant Nag. So these are all the persons they got the training from Guppi Veeranna Nataka Academy, and they are inspired from the Subbaya Naidu, and they inspired from the Guppi Veeranna. So these are all the persons who gives the immemorable contribution in the filmy industry and the folklore and folk arts. See how we can learn about these are all the things from this, the art, literature, theatre and dance. So with that we found the folks and the folk arts also. So this is folk songs, folks and the folk arts. These are helpful to learn about the Bengaluru division. I would like to tell about H.L. Nagegowda. So he is the person who gives the immemorable contribution about the folklore and folk art, and he established the Janapada Loka. This Janapada Loka, it is established in the place of Ramanagar. So it is also gives a training. It is also one of the training center we got from H.L. Nagegowda. He established the Janapada Loka and Karaga festival. So as you know students, the Bengaluru people in the sense they are celebrating the important festival that is called as Karaga festival. This Karaga festival also one of the important festival we can found in a Bengaluru division. This after the Karaga festival we found many of the folk arts and folk dances here. Somana Kunita, Dollu Kunita, Kamsale Kunita, Yakshagana, then Garudi Kunita. So these are all helpful to learn about the Bengaluru division. So these are all the folk arts and the folk dances gives the immemorable contribution to the Bengaluru division. So we should remember these kind of the folklore and the folk arts. Then here some of the persons I would like to mention here. So these are all the persons who gives the contribution to the folk art, literature and dances. See some more important persons we called as R.S. Naidu, Ramule, Channa Basavaya and Venkatappa. So these are all the persons who gives a complete information about the Bengaluru division, art, literature, theatre and dance. See dear students, in a Bengaluru division we found the education and health. See this education and health, it has a considerable progress we can found in a Bengaluru division. See in the Bengaluru division we found three important persons. So these three persons they got the Bharata Ratna award. As you know students, Bharata Ratna it is one of the highest civilian honor in India. So I would like to introduce Sir M. Vishwesvaraya, C.N.R. Rao and C.V. Raman. So these are the greatest persons we found in a Bengaluru division itself. They got the Bharata Ratna award. As you know students, Sir M. Vishwesvaraya, he is one of the industrialist. He got the Bharata Ratna award. Then I would like to introduce C.N.R. Rao and C.V. Raman. These are the important physicists. They got the Bharata Ratna award for the purpose of the research, physicist research. So these are the persons they got the Bharata Ratna award. So it is also one of the boon to our nation. Then public and private universities also we can found here. So these public and private universities gives the good education to the people who are lives in a Bengaluru division. So these public and private universities in the sense I would like to remember some of the districts here. So Davanagere, Tumakuru, Bengaluru, Shivamogga. See Davanagere, Tumakuru and Bengaluru. So in these places we found many of the important universities. See I would like to introduce one of the biggest university in India, that is called as the Agricultural University in Bengaluru. So this Agricultural University gives the immemorable contribution to the people who are lives in Bengaluru and who are studying in this university. So it is one of the boon to our nation, and it is the greatest university in the southern part of the India. So many people who are in agriculturalist, they got the good education from this university. Then pre-independent India and pre-independent period also we found some of the primary schools and higher primary schools also. So these are the institutions, they gives the good education to the people who are lives in a Bengaluru division. Then I would like to tell some of the religion centers or the religion educational centers, especially I would like to tell Siddhaganga Mata. So as you know students, Siddhaganga Mata, it gives the free and good education to the people, and some of the peoples they are stays in Siddhaganga Mata itself, and Siddhaganga Mata, it is the place, it was take cares by the Shivakumara Swamiji, and Shivakumara Swamiji we are remembering in the place of Tumakuru itself. So and like that Adichunchanagiri Mata and Murugarajendra Mata and Sirigeri Tadabala Mata also one of the good educational centers we can found in a Bengaluru division. See Adichunchanagiri Mata, this Adichunchanagiri Mata we can found Balagangadhara Natha Swamiji. See this Adichunchanagiri Mata also gives the good education to the people who are lives in a place in Adichunchanagiri. Then we found many of the engineering and medical colleges also. As you know students, in the medical colleges we can found in the Davanagere itself and Bengaluru also. See Davanagere and Bengaluru medical colleges also gives the good education to the people who are lives in a Davanagere and Bengaluru. So like that engineering and medical colleges, so it is a famous in a Bengaluru itself, and some of the places we found many of the English medium schools, Urdu medium schools and Kannada medium schools, it is also gives the good education to the people who are lives in a Bengaluru division. Then I would like to tell about some of the information about the health. See Bengaluru division also gives the good health to the people. So how it is gives the facilities of the health. See the infant death rate it has reduced in the Bengaluru division. So why it is reduced? Because we found many of the good type of the educational centers, and it is a good type of the health centers. So when the people got the awareness of the health, when the people got the good education for the health, they are got the information and they get the sense about the health. Then I would like to tell the smallpox and polio. So the smallpox and polio completely eradicated in a Bengaluru division. So before, that means in the 18th century, so we found many of the diseases in a Bengaluru division. When we found some of the hospitals, that means good type of or the good quality of the hospital. So these smallpox and polio completely eradicate in the Bengaluru division. And Shivamogga forest area. So as you know students, Shivamogga is completely filled with the forest. So and we found many of the educational centers also we can found in a Shivamogga itself. Although Shivamogga it is the place one of the disease, we can introduce one of the disease. The disease we called as a monkey disease. So this monkey disease completely prevalent in a Shivamogga district. So still it has a prevalent, and children's and women's we found the malnutrition in a Bengaluru division. It's a main fault we can found here. So who are lives in a Bengaluru division, some of the children and some of the women they got the malnutrition. So it is reduced day by day, and primary health and sub-health centers also we can found here. So these primary health centers and sub-health centers we can found all the villages in a Bengaluru division. See nowadays what we can found in a Ballari, we cannot found the primary health centers and sub-health centers in a villages. But in a Bengaluru division we found many of the private and public primary health and sub-health centers we can found here. So it is also gives a treatment to the people who are lives in a Bengaluru division and who are lives in a Bengaluru division rural areas. Then the district hospitals. See as you know students, some of the district hospitals we cannot found many equipments, but we found the good or the modern equipments in a Bengaluru division districts. So what we can found Tumakuru, Davanagere, so Bengaluru and Shivamogga. So these are all the places. So we found many of the important district hospitals. So these primary hospitals and primary health hospitals and sub-health hospitals and district hospitals. So these are all the hospitals works 24/7. Week it has works. It cannot rest. So like that we found many of the hospitals, and the mobile health facilities also we can found here. So mobile health facility. What is the uses of the mobile health facility? See this mobile health facility it has gives immeasurable contributions in the health of the Bengaluru division people. See who are in a pregnancy in the period. So these mobile health facilities is available in a Bengaluru division. Then we found the cultural resource in a Bengaluru division. So what is the cultural resource we can found here? So these cultural resource in the sense, so we found many areas, that means it is in a political, either it is a cultural, so that means we found many of the persons, they are used the contribution to the cultural resource. So I would like to tell about Kengal Hanumantaya. So we are remembering the Kengal Hanumantaya because of he built the Vidhana Sauda. So Vidhana Sauda, it is one of the boon to in Bengaluru. So whenever we visit the Bengaluru, so that means Bengaluru, when we heard the Bengaluru word, we are remembering the place, that is Vidhana Sauda. So this Vidhana Sauda was built by Kengal Hanumantaya and Nijalingappa and Shantaveri Gopala Gouda, Salumarda Timakka. So these are all the politicians, these are all the important persons and some of the environmental people, what we can find Salumarda Timakka. So these people also gives the good contribution to the Bengaluru division. See like that Anil Kumble. See Anil, as you know students, Anil Kumble is one of the greatest cricketer. He is the greatest bowler in India and he got the 10 wickets when he was when we found the Pakistan match. So this Anil Kumble also one of the greatest person we can found in a Bengaluru itself. And BKS Iyengar and Raghavendra Swami. See these BKS Iyengar and Raghavendra Swami, these are the yoga persons. So these important persons gives the contribution to the yogas, and what we can found some of the yogas treatment, some of the yogas institutions we got in a Bengaluru division. Then I would like to tell about the freedom fighters. The freedom fighters also one of the important people we can found in a Bengaluru division. See I would like to tell about the KC Reddy. That means KC Reddy is one of the first chief minister in a Mysuru state, not a Karnataka. See, we found a Mysuru state and integrated Karnataka state. Mysuru state, the first chief minister we called as KC Reddy, and next we found K. Hanumantaya. So when Karnataka integrated, we found one of the chief minister that is called as Nijalingappa. That means who is the chief minister of Mysuru state in the sense, our answer is KC Reddy. And who is the chief minister of integrated Karnataka in the sense, our answer is S. Nijalingappa. So like that, these are the persons who gives the contribution to the Bengaluru division. Then so Kadidal Manjappa, Bhagirathamma, Tita Sharma. So these are all the persons who gives the immemorable contribution to the freedom fight. So we are remembering the freedom fighters in our life. See, in this class we learnt the many things, the education and health, the health facilities in a Bengaluru, so like that cultural resource and freedom fighters. So these are all the persons, so these are all the contributions, so these are all the things helpful to learn about the Bengaluru division. Thank you.